Indy Mogul.
This week on Indy News, outtakes from the popular Home Without MARLEQTA, I test out a smart motion blur plugin, great for time lapses, Panasonic's new camera that rivals the GH3, an over-the-shoulder remix from South by Southwest, and how to win a GoPro Hero3 tomorrow. Hey Indy Mogulers, Griffin here. This past week, Home Without MARLEQTA, the indie film trailer parody that Russell and I created, earned over 100,000 views, thanks to all of you sharing it. So let's enjoy some outtakes.
Do a shot real quick where you just go open.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna do? Let me get a. You need an eye light because your eyes. It's so dark and where your eyes are.
Come here. There we go, there we go. Okay. You're crying now.
Alright. This is working.
On last week's episode, I showed you how to hyperlapse, creating moving time lapses. I pointed out that had I used a longer shutter, I could have blurred the motion for a smoother look. You might ask, why not simply add a blur filter? Problem is, most filters are applied to the entire image, but I only want the stuff that's actually moving to be blurred. So thank you to Adriano Leal and Bursp for recommending a plugin called ReelSmart Motion Blur, which analyzes each frame for changes to determine what's actually moving. Then it applies directional blur to only those objects. Notice how in this shot the fence and the people are blurred, but the light pole, which is not moving, is not blurred. It's not cheap at $90, but it's a useful tool for time-lapsers who need a smoother look. This week, Panasonic announced the new G6, which in some ways is a better camera than my Panasonic GH3, but it's only about half the price. It's technically an upgrade to the G5, but it feels more like a revamped GH2. They've taken the same sensor from the GH2, added 60 frame recording at 1080p, a normal sized mic jack, and Wi-Fi. The G6 also adds focus peaking, which highlights on a small screen which parts of the image are actually in focus, something that the more expensive GH3 still does not have. It also doesn't have the zoom rocker that works with powered zoom lenses, the 50% higher res LCD, or near field communication. The GH3 though still has a headphone jack and higher bitrate recording. But I don't even use high bitrate recording for most of my projects. I actually shoot this shot on the GH2, which doesn't have high bitrate recording. I use it because the sensor is slightly bigger and gives me a slightly wider field of view. That's the same sensor that's on the new G6. So if you're looking for a new camera, the G6 is essentially an upgrade to the beloved GH2 that includes a lens and only costs $750. They're taking pre-orders now, it'll ship in 2 months. This week I was excited to start production on my Sriracha documentary by interviewing Tyler Raniere. He's a college student who submitted Sriracha as a flavor idea for Lay's potato chips. This is the final week to vote for the 3 flavors. Obviously, I want Sriracha to win. And if it does, Tyler wins $1 million. So please help us out by voting. You'll find all the details at facebook.com/Sriracha Film. The link is also in the video description. Finally, let me tell you how you can win a GoPro Hero3 White Edition. It starts with a quick story. When I was just getting into wedding videos on a DSLR, I saw this great wedding video by Michael Gebbs. I had lots of questions like, how are you getting those smooth shots? He told me he uses a glide cam, which is why I use a glide cam today. Fast forward several years and I get a call from an Indy Mogul fan who wants me to be on his live show tomorrow. Turns out it's Michael Gebbs, the guy that helped me with wedding videos. So I'll be on his live show tomorrow, Tuesday, April 30th at 2 p.m. Chicago time. There's a link in the description where you'll find the show, and it's also where you can sign up for a chance to win a GoPro Hero3 White Edition. So please join us tomorrow on the show. I hope you win the camera. He'll announce it during the show. I'd love to see lots of Indy Mogulers turn out and ask questions. Thanks for watching, and here's a video that I just finished up today. It's a montage of over-the-shoulder footage that I shot with my GoPro at South by Southwest. And I actually used the ReelSmart motion blur plugin on some of the sped-up shots. So click on that, and it'll be followed up by this week's new and notable video contests.